You keep taunting the Congress about the emergency. But India today is in a state of undeclared emergency. But the government has miscalculated. There is a fundamental difference between cowardice and courage. Today, I speak of cowardice and courage and of the difference between the two. Of those cowards who hide behind the false bravado of authority, of power, of hate, of bigotry, of untruth, and dare to call it courage. After all, this government has turned propaganda and disinformation into a cottage industry, whose biggest success is the recasting of cowardice as courage. The courage to use the official channels of the Ministry of External Affairs to respond to social media posts by an 18-year-old climate activist and an American pop star, where not even one single ministry has been deputed by this government to try and look out for the food, water and basic sanitation needs of the farmers and their families who have been camping at the border for almost 90 days. The sacred cow that was the judiciary is no longer sacred. It stopped being sacred the day a sitting Chief Justice of this country was accused of sexual harassment, presided over his own trial, cleared himself, and then proceeded to accept a nomination to the upper house within 3 months of retirement, replete with Z-class security cover. There is a dangerous fascism rising in India. It is incumbent upon all of us to stand up to it. Let us, the members of this 17th Lok Sabha, decide which side of history do we want to be on. Do we want to be upholders of this constitution, or do we want to be its pallbearers? I do not dispute the resounding mandate that this government has got. But I have the right to disagree with your idea that there was no one before you and there shall be no one after you. Prime ministers will come and go, but the existence of a fund is not up for discussion. What is this need to name everything after one individual? What is this need? This is a democracy. It is not an elected autocracy. We need to remind this government, I say, stop lying to us all the time about growth rates, about migrant welfare, about expenditure, and the laughable delusion that the PM cares. As a member of the opposition, I have the unquestionable right to tell you that as a government, you lack humility. You secured approximately 37% of the 67% of votes cast out of a pool of 900 million voters. That's only about 230 million people. But the truth is, you betrayed the very citizens who voted for you. You did not come to power on the vote of the Hindu right alone. You came to power because a very large section of ordinary people, the aspirational, middle-of-the-road voters, cast aside whatever reservations they might have had about your past and believed you when you said, "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas."